everyone, I'm Jacob. I play Tithla. She's a ranger. Tithla's in Barovia because she's tagged along with some friends and somebody needs to look after them.
Hi, I'm Haz, and I'm playing the character of Theodore Ursa, satyr, Circle of the Moon druid, whose main motivation is to find a good revel and turn into a giant angry fey bear to protect his friends, particularly his best bud Tithla.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I shall be playing Killian Maxwell, a elf celestial warlock who has been travelling around Barovia for a little while and has joined up with the Tempest Guild to try and find his place.
G'day, my name's Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar divination wizard. He is here to find the best and the worst of this world, and he's doing it with a bit of naivety and optimism.
Hello, I am Raph, and I'm playing Styx, who is a Gloomforged Paladin, on the journey of rediscovering themselves, quite literally, in the land of Barovia.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd 5th edition campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello everybody! Hello. Welcome back to the Lost Archives. We are here. We are back. I hope everyone has had a wonderful Christmas and a fantastic New Year. If you're wondering what Tom's looking at, he's just checking for a picture in the Discord, so at any moment you might see his face break out into a very... But while he's looking for that, I just want to...
No.
Yeah. I just want to say, perfect excuse for you to go and check out the Discord.
Not good.
To see some excellent artwork, some amazing fan art of some of our wonderful people. I want to say a massive Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. Welcome to 2025. It's been a hell of a year already, and we're only 2 weeks in. So we're going to be jumping straight back in with Curse of Strahd. Great campaign to jump back in with. I think the horror. Yeah, exactly. I could see the looks of fear and terror on the players' faces. I have really missed the D&D streams and Avatar streams over the past couple of weeks. It's really nice to be back doing D&D tonight. I am very excited. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming. I do want to quickly as well say for our American viewers, this is on a bit of a more somber note. For anyone who's in the LA region right now, I really hope you guys are safe. It's awful what is happening over there. I think out of all the other nations on Earth, Australia probably has the most understanding of what horrific fires actually look like. We go through some pretty awful fires as well, so we really you have our empathy, you have our sympathy. So yeah, everyone who is there, please take care of yourselves, and I hope you're okay. Yeah.
So one thing people may not know is Australia and California have like bush and forest firefighting resources because we have opposite seasons, and they have very similar fires. So very close relationship in understanding what those fires are. So yeah, look after yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so hope everyone's okay. And I know that's a bit more of a somber note, but sometimes there are somber things going on in the world. America, what are you doing with your politics? So we're going to be jumping into Curse of Strahd.
There are somber things in the world, just America. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good year.
Exactly. So we're going to be jumping into Curse of Strahd. I've got an extra long recap to get us into things, so that we can jump back in. But the exciting announcement to share is that we have 2 new characters, 2 new players coming to join the Curse of Strahd stream. I'm not going to be revealing any information about them tonight. It's going to be a bit of a surprise as we get closer to the date. I am frantically smashing out the character art. The only reason they're not joining us tonight is because I don't have the character art ready, and because one of them has to finish making his character. But we will have them joining us. I'm hoping I can get the character art done by next Monday. More likely though, given what it's been like coming back to work after a couple of weeks off, I think it's probably going to be the Monday after. But we have 2 new characters, 2 new amazing people coming to join us and join the stream. So we'll have those people announced, and you'll see the artwork in the Discord once it's all finished. A bit of a fun little extra thing. So yeah, unless there's any other fun announcements, let's do our recap. No? Fantastic. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Let me take us through what happened last session, because it has been a bit of time. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild. Theo, Jonor, Tithla, Styx and Killian. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team are now preparing to take the fight to Strahd and Sergei. After entering the ruined fortress of Arginvostholt, on the hunt for allies and arms to help in the upcoming conflict, the team have learned that the once proud and resplendent knights of the Silver Dragon have been reduced to undead revenants. With the only hope to break the curse inside Castle Ravenloft as a trophy, the party have finally accepted Strahd's invitation to dinner. While dinner started off a little cold and awkward, the serving of delicious and personalised meals warmed up the conversation, both sides using the opportunity to gain information from the other. Strahd, however, soon turned to business, outlining the current situation with his brother Sergei and proposing an alliance to break the balance of power and destroy him. Before the team could get into details further, though, Strahd's butler Rahadin entered with urgent news which demanded Strahd attend to some time-sensitive issue. Taking advantage of their host's sudden absence, Tithla, Theo, and Killian bailed on dinner to search the castle for Arginvost's skull, making their way stealthily upstairs. After encountering an old tax collector and a swarm of rats, the trio stumbled across the skull hanging from the roof of a large bedchamber. With the skull now safely tucked away inside the bag of holding, the team reunited and headed downstairs, intending to sneak back into dinner before their absence had been noted. Awaiting them was Strahd, fully aware the group had been helping themselves to items taken from vanquished adventurers, graciously allowing them to borrow his trophies as long as they used them to defeat Sergei. Strahd has now sent the party north in search of the werewolves living there. Making their way back to the castle of Arginvost, Theo decided to briefly split from the team to check in on the village of Barovia, given the repeated attacks from the undead. Waiting for the group back at the castle was Styx and his new friend Savunk, a half-drow wizard who had stumbled across the fortress while the rest of the party were away. Styx filled in the group on what had happened in their absence, his attempts to repair his sunsword form, and the discovery of the forge in the basement. Heading down to the crypt to return the skull, the team soon found themselves standing before the spirit of Arginvost, the mighty silver dragon's soul now complete with the return of his skull. Blessing Tithla's bow, the spirit then rushed up through the tower, the group chasing behind to catch up. Styx and Killian remained below, however, Styx feeling a pull towards the forge where the fragments of his sword were being reforged. Arriving at the top of the half-collapsed tower, Tithla and Jonor watched as a large crystal, suspended where a bell might be, burst into a white, radiant glow, lighting up the tower and the grounds in this brilliant, burning shimmer, and slowly, the destroyed and decayed castle began to reform. As the stonework began to repair itself, Tithla noticed an injured figure underneath the rubble. As she rushed the figure into the keep to start healing her, it was revealed that this was Savid's missing friend, Maisie. Meanwhile, down in the crypt, as the beacon of Arginvost burst to life, Styx found himself pulled into the forge itself, his form shifting and changing as the sunsword fragments reformed in the heart of the furnace. With his mind now restored even further, Styx briefly relived the night he was shattered, watching as Tatiana and his sword fled from the monstrous forms Strahd and Sergei had taken on, together choosing death over the evil of the brothers. Under the glow of the beacon, the revenant knights of the Silver Dragon found the curse clouding their minds lifting, the party watching on as Vladimir and Godfrey shared a tearful reunion. While the rest of the group assisted Tithla's attempts to help Maisie, Styx and Vladimir discussed their shared history and their next moves, the march of the knights against Strahd. With the team now decided on a northern direction, a northern bearing, to hunt down the werewolves of the Svalich Woods, we left off last session as Jonor, Styx, Tithla and Killian bid farewell to Savunk, Vladimir and Godfrey, and began their journey. All of you have had a long rest in the meantime, so if you haven't hit the long rest button, or if you cannot find the long rest button, I have hit it for you. You are now long rested, and you may benefit from all of the associated gains that you get from a long rest. As you make your way out of the castle grounds, the light from Arginvost's beacon shining brightly, you can see almost this shimmering wall in front of you, where the gloom of Barovia waits. The mist pushing up against the boundary this light creates, tendrils rising and then fading away as soon as they cross this demarked line of light. As you step across it, cold and dark of Barovia settles upon your skin once more, or I guess in Styx's case, your metal and bones once more, and as you feel the gloom pressing in all around, the warmth that you had felt under the golden glow of that light soon becomes a distant memory. As you make your way back onto the main road, begin walking towards the edge of the Svalich Road, the old Svalich Road, what would you like to do?
I would like to draw your attention to the Discord, Owen.
For those of you who are watching on YouTube, there is an incredible YouTube algorithm approved. There is an incredible piece of art that I mean, if I wasn't so tanned right now, you would
That
see
you
my
commissioned.
very obviously red cheeks. Man, yeah. Is that? Oh yeah, Strahd is really biting into my neck something fierce.
Allegedly.
It's about the body hair is about right, actually. I got to say, like, it's pretty spot on.
Well, you gave a very vivid picture to work off of.
I must have. Yeah, I must have. That's fantastic. Yeah. So for those of you who are on the Discord, treat yourself to an incredible piece of artwork by Foxtrot. For those of you who aren't on the Discord yet, this is a great opportunity to go jump on and see some very not safe for work art of Strahd and myself.
I mean, only technicality.
That's true. Which is myself and myself by that logic.
So therefore,
So, what would you like to do as you make your way along the cold pathway? The fortress of Arginvost halts, fading away behind you, the light disappearing into the gloom of the dark and the mists. As you leave your companions behind, your I guess your new friends that you've made with the knights behind, and begin making your way down the road. It's not long before you come to the crossroads. You recognize these crossroads. You've passed along this way once before. When you made your journey from Vallaki to Kresk, you passed by this signpost, and having a bit of a look around, I guess the question is, how well do you guys know the surrounding area? I believe, Jonor, did you have a map that you'd acquired of the area? I think, who was carrying the map? I think it might have
We
been
did,
Jonor.
yeah, from the crows.
Yeah, that you'd got from the were-ravens. The keepers
Sounds
of the
like
feather.
something I do. I don't remember.
Does sound like something you'd be holding on to. Yeah. So as you open up the map and have a quick look, Jonor, I'll bring you guys across to the map on Roll20 so that you can have a bit of a look and see where you want to go. And hey, why don't I bring it across? That's not the right map. Why don't I bring it across for? I can do it on stream too. Hey, then we can all see it. Let's do that. I'll bring us onto the map on stream.
nice.
You can kind of map out where you are.
So where are we gonna go?
Well, I'm looking at this one. I got a rotate. Oh, no, that's upside down. Let's just spin this one around. So we're going north. And Tithla, this mountain.
Is that
range
to the
of
right
trees-
on the map?
So
no,
so
you want to point. Putting up is. Yeah, go on.
for cardinal directions, north is up, etc. And where you are right now currently, the fortress of Arginvost halt. You are currently sorry, I'll move your token so that you can see where you're currently located, over near the bridge of the pathway here.
And the werewolves are where?
So you were told that they were north of Lake Zarovich, so located up in the woods above Lake Zarovich. Could be in any of these areas here. Yeah, any of the mountains area. You just know that they're north of Lake Zarovich. So the large body of water here is Lake Zarovich. The smaller body of water over towards the left is Lake Bartok. That's where the Wizard's Tower was located. I can zoom in if you like a little bit so you can see on the stream a little bit better. The yeah.
So that little island, almost island in Lake Zarovich, is that the tower?
The island over here in
Lake
Lake
Bartok.
Bartok, and the smaller one is the Wizard's Tower.
Right.
The little tiny thing in Lake Zarovich, you actually don't know. You've never been to Lake Zarovich. So the town of Vallaki is located on the shores, not too far from the shores of Lake Zarovich, but you guys never actually went there. You've never been.
We just
You went.
commanded some guy to go fishing there and drown.
Yeah, you actually never went.
It would make sense for us to go back to Vallaki, wouldn't it? We were asked to send some drinks back there, and then we would make our way back to the celebrations of.
Yeah, the bloodless coup. There's been celebrations going on. We don't have the wine.
No, they
Didn't
were
that get
sending that.
sent?
I'm sorry, Tithla?
That got sent though, didn't it? The wine.
He was working on it, and we have been dawdling around, so it could be there when we get there. That's true. If we look at this map, Tithla, so we're up is north in this case. So
Naturally. Who wouldn't have thought that?
No, I guess that's just intuition.
Yeah, in what?
So are we here?
So currently,
yeah, we're right here.
Yeah, where your tokens are, where I've put the group token is where you are.
You can tell because of this tree line, and you can sort of see the big hills over that way. That's below us.
I was hoping to get you to help on that one.
That's
medical
okay.
genius, but also the ranger. It's really helpful. I thought that was the case, but
I don't know how far away it is. I don't know the range on that one.
There should be a scale perhaps on this one.
Yeah, it says 1 square equals 1/4 mile. So I'm really confused because these are hexagons.
It's not. It's not quite that. Ignore that scale. That's the one that's on the original module. But I've actually made Barovia a bit larger. There is no scale on this map. Remember, they've been doing this as the crow flies, metaphorically speaking and literally speaking. So it's not as easy to scale distance as a raven flying over the land. This is less a incredibly detailed, accurate 1:1 or 1:16 or 1:48 scale map. This is much more indicative. Yeah, Josh?
I was going to say, speaking of crow flying, is Stefania still around? She's been following us.
Do you want to make me a perception check as you look up?
Please.
I'll explain that real quick. So Jonor, it's kind of like with this map, it's like whoever designed it and like kind of made it just wanted to be able to stretch things out longer and shorten them up. So it's kind of like interpretive. They're not sort of like defined. It's sort of like depending on the mood is what it sort of means.
Yeah, okay, for sure. I just sort of scribbled down the bottom there. That was probably misleading. I have writing some thoughts. So
yeah, I agree. It's poor map making.
Like I shouldn't be scribbling on the map.
I'm going to move some of the locations that you've been to so that you can see them really easily as icons. How about that? Then
I kind of take my insults away now. I take it all back. I think it's a good map. Very helpful map.
Yeah, there you go.
I never meant anything by it.
Well,
what about the places that we've identified? But we haven't actually been to.
Yeah, don't worry. Anything you know the location of, I'm chucking on. Don't worry.
Nice. Thank you, benevolent DM.
That's okay. As the voice of the map goes,
I'm the map. In the sky.
What was that, sorry?
Yeah, the sky.
I can't see Stefania or anyone in the sky because I rolled a natural 1.
Natural 1 is you look up. Yeah, man. The problem is not that you can't see her. It's that the mist has closed over. Almost like your adaptation to the light of Arginvost's beacon. It's kind of night blinded you a bit, and as you struggle to peer up through the mists into the dark skies above, you can't see Stefania anywhere.
I hope Stefania is okay. I'd also like to point out as well that Strahd said not to do anything to go against him. Now that we are technically working for him, and the first thing that we did was restored the Argenvost.
There's a little bit of wiggle room, so the unpredictable card. We're not doing exactly his bidding. There's, he can't know everything that's happening. Otherwise, he's done some good things for him so far that have played out nicely. There's some wiggle in the discussion.
I am under no contract with that murderer.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't think we're under contract. There's a general agreement. I think some of the little things we could wiggle around on.
Like what? I don't really remember that we agreed to not do things. I thought we just said that like I wouldn't use the bow against him, but I got a cool new bow, so it kind of doesn't matter now. And
I believe the exact terms were you could use the items that we stole from the castle, but if we did anything against him, he would kill us.
I didn't steal anything.
You know that you did not have permission to take the skull.
Tithla didn't steal anything but Tithla was under the impression, Tithla was lied to and deceived along the way. Tithla's understanding is that they didn't do anything they weren't supposed to. Remember, there was the whole, we're going to the bathroom. No, it's okay. We're allowed to go over here.
Oh yeah, true.
In Tithla's heart, she's free.
So that's the way Tiflis can survive all of this. It's just gonna vein in.
Pure ignorance.
So yeah, to answer your question, I'll bring us back to the webcams. But yeah, to answer your question, essentially your pathway takes you north. From your position here, there's two different directions you could go. You could absolutely go to Vallaki, and given that it's on the shores of the Lake Zarovich, you could probably find a boat. You know that there are fishermen there, you know that there are people who head out into the lake to fish, and so there probably could be a boat you could even charter across the water. That is not a bad idea in terms of keeping yourselves from walking through dense woodland. You can also easily just head to the east, go all the way around the outside of the forest if you really want to add a bit of journey, and you can pop by Vallaki that way. Or you can skip it entirely, and you could cut across through Lake Bartok and then cut through to the north by heading to the northwest. So there's a couple of different ways that you can go that you can easily just see.
What sort of time frame would we be looking at if we took the boat across the lake?
You don't know. That's a good question. You don't know how big Lake Zarovich is. Again, this map is not to scale. You don't know what kind of boats they have. I mean, you're not even 100% sure they have boats. That's an educated guess from Tithla. I'd say probably Tithla, Jonor, and Killian. The three of you have been to Vallaki before. Styx, the last time you were in Vallaki was when you were being constructed. So your experience with water during that time, not extensive, shall we say.
My personal thing would be to go to Vallaki and then to head north by going past Lake Baratok. I personally would like to avoid Lake Zarovich as much as possible. Being the place where I died.
Yeah, that seems fair. Do we want to go down? Like, we keep talking about the mountain. Like, you don't want to go near Lake Zarovich. Like, that's quite a way away from there.
Which mountain are we talking about?
Mount Garcus?
That's in the opposite direction, though.
You're thinking of Mount Baratok. Mount Baratok to the north?
Nope.
Mount Garcus to the south.
No, I'm saying we go away from the lake that...
Yeah, yep, to Mount Garcus. So you're talking about Mount Garcus, down towards the south Tithla. Yep. And Killian's getting mixed up with Mount Baratok, which is to the north. There's two big mountains that form the valley of Barovia. Barovia is kind of nestled in the valley of these two mountains. One to the north, one to the south.
Which one do we need to go to get to the werewolves?
We're going to go north
I
of
was
Lake
saying...
Zarathok. So we sort of
I was saying maybe we
follow the left-hand side of it.
But we could also just not go there.
Yeah, we don't have to go to the werewolves immediately. It's not like it's a contract. We need to do that this time.
That was all.
Whatever we need to do.
I know for you guys it's been 4 weeks. For your characters, it's been a couple of hours. Well, maybe like half a day because you took a rest. You know for a fact that the agreement with Strahd was you would go straight to the werewolves and deal with it. Like it was very much a if you are going to be entering a compact with me, you will be heading straight to the werewolves of Svallish Woods, dealing with them immediately.
Okay. Well, now that you've enlightened my memory, thanks, Killian. That was a very good impression.
Perfect impression, wasn't it? Yes.
That was pretty good. I don't want to call you a liar.
You watch as a small bat just flies away. Always
maybe
watching,
we go up there and
always watching.
That's kind of weird. It's kind of creepy, dude.
Well,
all right, so let's head that way then.
We're gonna swim or boat across, or sort of trace the edge of the lake, or just real wide berth to the west and over the top of the sort of forest.
Can I make a survival check?
Yes.
Based on the map to do an assessment of what's going to be the easiest / quickest / best way.
Absolutely. That is a great use of your survival check.
That is a 28.
It's a 28 for survival. Tithla, as you look over the map and begin examining the terrain, you are familiar with the woods around the northern part of the Svallish Woods. I mean, you traveled through this area, through the road that cut through these woods when you were traveling from Vallaki to Kresk. You know these woods well. It is going to be dense, rough terrain. Now, for you, that's not as much of a problem. I mean, you've spent a lot of time out in the wilderness. If Theo was with you, you'd be less concerned about that. Styx, Jonor, and Killian, you've not seen them demonstrate any real significant ability to travel at the same pace you can through overgrown woodland and hazardous terrain. You think that's going to be
true.
quite a slow journey, and if that is how dense the woods and the forests of the Scarlet Wood are around the main road between two of the largest settlements in Barovia, as you head up into the wild north, this could be a long trek. Heading back to Vallaki, the suggestion of potentially looking at a boat, going to cut the trip down, but it does open you up to the dangers of whatever lurks under the waters of Lake Zarevich. And with your survival check, Tithla, something else pops up as well. Killian mentioned that's where he died. Seems like a important detail to I know that's a survival check, not an insight check, but with a 28 in a survival check, the fact that Killian reported his lack of survival at that location.
Yeah, I think Tithla would come at it as an educational point of and yes, you noted death on the lake. What was the means?
Stabbing and then drowning.
Okay. In that order?
Yes.
Okay.
And then being revived by making a pact with an unknown being.
I didn't ask about that bit. I was just worried about the death.
That's why I'm alive.
Okay. Well, that's nice for you. Was that friend or foe?
Sorry, Tithla, go.
That was foe.
Okay, well, let's just not have any foes stab us. I guess that kind of seems like the plan if we were to go that way, right?
Yeah, or friends stabbing. That's also, something to consider.
Killian, do you not desire to have retribution? Do you not desire vengeance?
The last time I was there, I was with my previous party, and I have now since discovered that all of us died there. So I'd rather not lead my new party there and have them die as well.
Okay, now I'm interested in how you came revived again, because I wonder, could they have also been revived?
I have no idea. I don't know. I've not seen any of them since, and I don't think there was any vampires involved, so I don't think they were raised as, unless the people that killed us worked for the other brother and they were raised as undead. I don't know.
Yeah,
so you
I think
did
you're right.
see one of your companions in the March of the Dead, Killian. But
you did, yes.
You did, but only one of them. But to be fair, I mean, the March of the Dead, we're talking thousands of ghosts marching through each other as they head up towards the gates of Castle Ravenloft. It's very easy to believe you might, if they could all be in that March of the Dead, but you did only see one of them.
But then also, as we discovered, Grinner was also in the March of the Dead and is still walking around.
Yeah. Grinner's soul is in the March of the Dead.
I also have 2 points to bring up. One was, at one point we had decided that we were going to travel north to the Mad Mages
Mount
Tower.
Bartok, or Bartok, yeah.
So that could be a destination. The second was there were, and I might be misremembering this, but there were reports of werewolf attacks coming from Kresk. So we could also go there to seek out information from the what's his name from there,
Sergeant
whatever his name was. Sergeant Gavel, that's the one. Whose nephew I met in Castle Ravenloft, so I could let him know that he's okay.
That's a valid reason to go back.
Yeah.
So I thought of this when I was saying the options that Tithla thought of, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to share that one. I'd like to keep my voice.
Yeah, so that option from Tithla's assessment, good option, just long. Well, Tithla rolled a 28.
I mean, as you examine the map again, Tithla, that area around Kresk, it's not as forested. You could cut around the top, round towards the west and the north, through the fields and hillside there. I mean, you got a pretty good view of that landscape from up on top of the Abbey as well. Remember, you climbed a large section of that mountainside to get to the top of the Abbey, and you got a perfect view of the valley.
And that was only a couple days ago.
I think it was about a week ago now. Been a while.
It's only a few days.
So you know that area is a lot more cleared. The forest there's pulled away from the hillside. The forest is much more sparse. You could easily loop around the top. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I think we kind of have two options. I don't think you'd all be able to get through the forest. Killian, up to you if you want to veto going across the lake, given your prior experience in death.
Well, I mean, going across the lake does sound, as much as I don't want to, it does sound like it's going to be our best option. But also going to Kresk to get more information on the werewolves could also be helpful. I don't know if the werewolves operate in the same sort of way as what they do where I come from.
Well, we were told that they had one big faction and had a bit of a fracture in the middle. So sort of like a fractured butthole clan.
That's a very un-Jonor thing for you to say, Jonor.
Sorry, South Park came to mind.
Yeah.
It's sort of a fractured clan.
What is this South Park? Is that a Nostea?
In Oxenfurt, there is a large park towards the south. Small mountain
There's a
town.
play going on in Oxenfurt called the Fractured Butthole.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the clan was fractured in half, and maybe that could be one attacks to the west and another goes somewhere else.
Or of two alphas.
Do you want to make me a history check, Jonor and Tithla? Because both of you were in Vallaki together, so you two might have a little
Would
bit of
love
information.
to.
Yeah.
Jacob's
19.
completely disappeared at the minute.
What was
That's
that,
a
sorry?
6.
What was that, sorry, Josh?
Is Jacob
I
here?
will reload.
on
Jacob's here.
screen.
Oh, if you
He's
can't
popping
see.
in and out.
Oh, he's gone now. He was there for a moment. That's a 6. He's back. I'll bring his camera across. 6 from Tithla. Yeah, Tithla. Yeah, you got no idea. Jonor, 19. You remember it wasn't just Kresk where you heard of problems with the werewolves. You remember back in Vallaki, that white wolf that belonged to the huntsman that you connected with for a little bit? Yeah, Rictavio. Yeah. When the villagers saw the white wolf, when they heard about the white wolf, they...
Winter.
It was winter. It was an over-the-top reaction. They seemed to be, very, very much on high alert after seeing the wolf, more so than, And I think as well, you might also remember the Wolf's Head Jamboree was one of the previous festivals that had been celebrated in Vallaki before the Festival of the Sun. Yeah. So, I mean...
Tucks are far and wide.
Yeah, I mean, if you kind of extrapolate that information, Jonor, probably both villages have had run-ins with werewolves, for sure. Not hard
I would share that with Tithla. They are attacking multiple places, it seems, so they're freaked out about winter, and both places could probably point us in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, winter is coming, so we should probably deal with that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of happy. Either way, I can help lead across the water or right the way around through the fields and the longer way. Yeah.
Look, it's probably much more safer to go on the fields because we're sitting ducks on the lake, really.
Well, you do know what they say.
Swim a whole lot. But, no, I don't actually. What's that? Is this a hunting term or?
No, I was hoping that you were going to have some wisdom from your wizard days, but that's all right. I'll come up with something. So they say
duck on water.
an open field to a hawk is like fertilized dirt to a worm. Forever opportunities and no resistance.
That little head in the bag of holdings really taking a hold.
You haven't heard that one? You don't know that one?
I'll write that down on my scribe.
Yep, go for it. An open field.
I'm resisting the urge to correct Jacob on the definition of fertilized in worms, but I'm not going to do it today.
It's like Jacob understands the difference. Tithla's trying to come up with a proverb on the spot. Okay, Jacob could come up with a proverb quite easily.
Okay.
Tithla, on the other hand, struggles.
Look, I'm
It's called acting, Owen. Maybe you've heard of it.
Don't know that he has actually.
The characters I play are just the many personalities that I have to share my head with. It's not acting.
Well, we saw that picture in Discord. That is just you on you. Yeah.
Yeah, bit of me on me action.
Yeah. So, do we want to be like the hawk or the worm?
I would like to take the correct approach, but I respect the fact that not everyone does.
Well, we can probably find some horses or some sort of carriage if we stick to land, so that could speed it up. So,
Did Strahd tell us the exact location of the werewolf den, or have we got to go looking for it?
He directed you towards the old Svalich Woods, the Svalich Woods north of Lake Zarovich. Unfortunately,
That's a pretty wide area for us to search.
Unfortunately,
so,
he did not give you a specific destination in mind. To be fair, none of you asked for it either. Like, at no point did anyone pull out a map and go like, "Oh, hey."
I mentioned this earlier. Do werewolves operate the same way as they do in other places, like where I'm from? Are they allergic to silver and all of that sort of stuff?
Yeah, very good question. Killian, do you want to roll me let's say a nature or a history check?
What one is... Wow,
we'll see how much exposure you've had to werewolves and the knowledge you might have picked up since coming to Barovia.
Don't we all have a bit because of the whole friend abandoning us scenario?
Just before I do that, I just need to quickly reset my my intelligence, because my intelligence was currently at 1.
Oh, because you got mind flayed. You got mind blasted by the intellect devourer. As you look over the map, as you were discussing the various plans and options ahead of you, you know that you're on a bit of a timeline here. You know that you've not got potentially a huge amount of time, and the lack of a specific direction. I mean, yeah, there's you might have to do some information gathering if you want to try and. Yeah.
I think let's try and get a boat. I'm pretty good with a boat. Why don't we? I know, Killian, you're not very excited by Lake Zarovich, but is that going to be okay for you?
Yeah, that'll be okay. I think I'd rather prefer to stay away from skirting around the edge of it. So if we would go directly across, that should be perfectly fine. Doing some information gathering in Vallaki would also help us as well. And Vallaki is the biggest town in Barovia, so we might be able to get supplies for us to help fight werewolves from there as well.
And they are our friends there because we helped them. So
yeah, very tight with the new burgomaster.
I'm pretty good with talking, so I could probably lead the questions.
How long would it take us to get to Vallaki from where we are?
That's a great question. Given this map has no scale, it's impossible.
But you've been this way before. You know, no, you've been this way before. You know where you are in relation to Vallaki.
1.5 days.
Yeah, it's actually, that's not too far off, Tithla. It's about a day and a half.
If we were to...
Exactly what you said.
What?
So that's exactly what you said, just in a different way.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. No, you're not exactly right. Yeah.
If we would,
but when you said you're not far off, I was expecting a day or 2 days, not.
Exactly. Oh, it's about a day and a half. It's between. It's not quite a day and a half. It's a bit more than a day. It's like in between that. But again, like you're going off guesswork here a little bit and what you remember. Yeah, you're not far off at all. Yeah, about a day and a half.
So it's been a long year so far.
Hey, I've got dementia now. I'm 31, so like I don't know who any of you are.
What am I doing here?
I'm 35. I'm bloody brain dead then.
Who let you out?
Who are you?
Where are we?
Yeah. 2 questions, Owen.
Oh,
the first question's 1.5 days.
Yeah.
Question 1 is that river that we need to cross to get to Vallaki.
Yeah.
Does that flow north to south or south to north?
It flows south to north. Okay. It's flowing from the mountains of Mount Gacchus behind you down towards Lake Zarovich. Lake Zarovich is the pooling point for all this water.
Cool. And then next question is, with the forest lands along the edge of that river, would there be anything that would be relatively straightforward to make a small like raft barge thing that would hold us all?
Yeah, good question, Styx. I mean, you've never made a raft or barge thing to just out of a tree before, but I mean, logically, as you examine the tree, there are some very large trees there. You have rope. A number of you have rope in your packs. It's not a bad idea. Yeah, not a bad idea at all. Definitely would speed up the journey a bit.
that we build a raft and travel down the river to the lake.
I appreciate your contributions to my field of expertise. So I just want to help your learning in this process. I want to scaffold your learning here a little bit. So in order to build a raft, we're probably looking at half a day, because there's quite a group of us, at least half a day in collecting materials, maybe 3/4 of a day in collecting materials, then another half day to a day of lashing everything together and testing and making sure it doesn't sink. It just may not be feasible out here with the lack of woodworking tools that we have to build a raft here. It might just be quicker to walk.
All right.
Or float. We could just hop in and float. Actually, that sounds fun. Can we do that?
I will not.
Oh, why
I
not?
was wondering if you would.
Is that because you don't float?
I can walk on the bottom.
That's fine. Well, you should have said that. You don't need a raft.
All right.
All right, we'll meet you there.
Okay.
We're not going to split the party. That'd be silly. Walking into the depths there, don't be ridiculous.
Who would be one person to go off alone? That'd be crazy.
Could you tell Luther and Theo that then, please?
Yeah, I feel like there's many people who have left on their own. Jonor, Grinner did. That's how Grinner, or
Yeah, I technically did leave for a little bit
you
as
also.
well.
Well, did you
Yeah.
leave or did you sort of stay and you sort of stayed behind?
But it's
Kinda
still
different.
technically leaving
You
because I
just-
wasn't with you.
You just hung
What's
out
that?
at the
Passive,
monastery for an
right?
extra day. It wasn't
Yeah.
like, it wasn't crazy.
Still part of the whole splitting the party. Anyway,
But
should we
thanks for
make our
bringing
way
up
to
that Theo abandoned me as well, by the way. I needed that.
Tithla didn't abandon you, and I reckon, yeah, but that's a good idea, Killian. Let's head on our way.
All right. I'll lead the way.
What I will say, Tithla, as after Styx's suggestion of sort of floating along the river, making a raft along the river, as you examine that area, the main road that you'd be taking, weaves its way through the forest back up towards the old Svarlich road. It could be quicker if you were able to ford the stream and then walk along the shore of that river. I mean, that could cut quite a good chunk of time off your journey.
the stream?
Ford the stream, cross it.
Oh, I don't know that word.
There's a new word for you. Crossing a stream or crossing fast-flowing water is often known as fording. F-O-R-D.
How is that spelled? F-O-R-D,
F-O-R-D,
like
I-N-G.
the car.
Like the car.
That's cool. There
There
you
you
go. Look at that. Thank you, Owen. That's the first thing I've learned all year. I appreciate it.
13 days in, yes. So fording a river or fording a stream.
I don't want to ford anything today, but you know what? Let's do it. Let's walk down the stream.
Just be aware, it does potentially open you up to the dangers of the wilderness. I mean, Barovia is an unsafe place. The road itself is going to be a bit safer, but just as an FYI.
Owen, what way do you want us to go? All right.
I'm not telling you which way to go. I'm just making sure you have all the information that you need to know.
What way would make it better for you to fuck?
The best
I
way
believe
is you
you
all
owe
jump in the
Cat
river
a summon.
and Styx just walks
Right.
along the bottom for 2 days, then ends up at the bottom of Lake Zarovich because you all float ahead and he doesn't know when to get out of the river. That for me is the
Pirates of the
funniest.
Caribbean style.
Yeah, just wanders into the lake and he's like looking around like, where am I? Under the river. Just really lost. That would be quite entertaining.
Cool. So I don't know anymore.
So we're gonna trace
Everything I
this,
thought I
this-
knew.
Jonor, I'm gonna be really nice. Chat
We're gonna
have thrown
trace-
you a bone. Tricking has suggested maybe the cards could be consulted for information,
Oh,
or your new crystal
Sure.
ball.
trying to find people though. That's for scrying on someone and learning where they
That's
are.
true.
And I
That's
don't know
true.
any of the werewolves. I've already thought about that. I should have asked what their name is and a
Might be
picture of
able to-
them. Would
Might
have
be
been
able to ask for
ideal.
that in Vallaki or Kresk. Sergeant Gavel, you reckon
Yeah.
he'd have an idea of them? Yeah, they're a furry looking fucks. Very good
Also,
description
you-
from Sergeant Gavel.
Get a
Fine, so yeah.
description from people on the missing people that have been reported missing because of werewolf attacks and could find it then that way.
Yeah. Did you want to draw a
Look,
card, Jonor?
I think-
Do you want to?
feel like we need to get the show on the road.
It's we're now almost an hour in, and you're still
we
at the
haven't
crossroads.
We haven't moved.
I'd say we've been walking this entire time because, by the time we get to where the bridge is on the map, we could either go left towards Lake Baratop or right towards Vallaki.
Yeah, very true.
I think we can just go to Vallaki and find a boat there. If they don't have a boat, then we just have to go the other way. It's sort of hand is forced then.
Yeah, but didn't we come back to the problem? Like, we worked out what way we were going to go from Vallaki to the woods. Didn't we then have the problem of how we get from here to Vallaki? Because we were going to, float down the stream or, go around.
So we just go beside the stream? Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Let's do that. 10.5 walk, that's fine. We'll just get going.
Right.
Not straight, but it'll get us there.
Cool.
Perfect. Alrighty. Raph, could you please roll me? Could you roll me a D12?
Is that because
Tithla?
he suggested the water?
Tithla, could you roll me a D8, please?
I would love to roll you an 8.
Thank you. If you can get an 8, that'd be amazing.
I got a 6, sorry.
Far off it. Ooh, okay. Okay.
I told you we should have gone in the water.
Killian. Josh, could you roll me a D6, please?
Roll a 6. Do it.
I rolled a 3.
3. Okay.
Weak.
As you begin making your way down along the
Hey, we kept
Overgrown
halving. Bob 6
wild
3.
riverbank,
Nice.
making your way... Yeah, you did actually. That's pretty cool. As you make your way down along the riverbank, pushing through the forests and opening out onto the plains that surround this quite lazily slow-flowing body of water. The river below you looks deep, the water dark and very uninviting as you get close to it. Styx, the idea of descending into that darkness, having no light to see by, walking along the bottom, does not appeal to you greatly. The rest of you, Jonor in particular, I would say, given your history as a scholar studying in a library at the university, jumping into this lazy flowing dark water, there's a primal fear. Not thalassophobia per se, but a primal fear of what hides beneath the dark waves rising up deep within your gut as you stare into this very uninviting
Also,
water.
Baba Saga, trauma.
Oh shit!
That's
Such a good point. Yeah. You, as soon as you look at the dark waters of this river, this stream, Jonor, you're immediately filled with those flashes of images of being pulled below the swamp in the ruins of Berez, drowning in that fetid water. But the pathway on either side, you can see there's a natural path that is formed along the edge of this river. Creatures clearly move through this area. Tithla, even with your passive survival check, just your passive ability to notice and take stock of the area around you, you can see that deer, elk, as well as predators like wolves, foxes, frequent this area down along the river to catch a drink and to hunt prey who are also letting their guard down for a drink of water. As you make your way along, it's not long before you reach an overgrown, abandoned farmstead. Set back a little bit away from the road, this clearly has been reclaimed by nature 50, maybe even 60, 70 years ago, judging by the rate of growth. The farmhouse itself, the roof has fallen in, probably straw or thatch, gone completely. Just the one clay wall and the rotted timbers of wood protruding from it, revealing that this structure was ever here. The fields themselves are choked with weeds, brambles and thorns, but in the center of the field, you can see a large scarecrow, still partially intact, hanging from the crossbeam. Sitting on its shoulders, you can see a large crow that flaps up and flies away as soon as you approach, with a loud cawing noise that echoes in the silence of the morning. What would you like to do? As you call out, Tithla's cry carries the still air. The mist strangely not choking the sound, but amplifying it as you hear this echo through the dark morning. Really picking up in frequency and pitch and volume. As you do, There's a faint rustling that comes from inside the farmstead. Anyone with a passive perception of 12 or higher, which I think is all of you, actually. You do pick up.
No, it's not.
Sorry, Tom. All of you but Joe. As there's this faint rustling from inside the farmstead, or the remains of this farmstead. Faint rustling noise, the sound of leaves, sticks grating against one another, and then silence.
Styx, can you please stop grating yourself?
Sorry.
Styx is there, just a cheese grater on his upper rib. He's grating off sections of bone casing, just littering the ground at his feet as he tries to polish his rib cage.
Are we getting to the time of day where we might want to be looking for somewhere to rest for the evening?
No, so I'm going to say, just for the purposes of you guys not being fucking morons, you slept the night at Gingostholt. Having had dinner with Strahd, you spent the night sleeping, resting, and then in the morning you have set out. So it is only, I'm going to say, like 10, 11 a.m. at this point.
I don't know, that doesn't sound like us.
You sure?
Oh, no, I was thinking, because you said it was a day and a half to get there, so I didn't know if we were at the end of the first day.
No. This is happening very early into your journey.
We can
Can we
just
turn
ignore
back?
this and carry on walking, because we have a destination that we want to get to. We don't actually need to investigate this, unless you want to investigate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, investigate what? It's just a farm now.
This farmstead, there was rustling noises coming from the building over there from the noises that Tithla was making.
Excuse me, that wasn't me. Huh? You don't know that. It could have been anyone pretending to be a bird.
In
No,
my
no.
opinion, any less evil in this land is good.
Okay,
Birds
let's
aren't
investigate.
evil.
Are we within 120 feet of that shed?
Yeah, I'd say you're about 120 feet away from the farmstead. I mean, you can walk up along the pathway. The farmstead is about, I'm going to say, like 80 feet away from the edge of the river. It looks like they were using probably their own canal to irrigate their crops that they dug out from the river. Tried to partly dam it as well, but that's all failed and collapsed in itself. But as you follow that slightly dried bed up towards the farmhouse, Jonor, as you get within 120 feet, are you going to quickly drop a bit of magic, hey?
I was going to point my finger in that direction and use message to try and just like point at probably the closest edge of the building and say, I know you're in there. Can you step out for a moment?
Message, I believe you need to see your target, do you not?
Point at a creature within range and whisper.
You don't just see it, but point at a creature in range. Okay, yeah, I'd say that that's close enough as you point and say your message.
Oh, sorry. If I'm familiar with them and I know they're there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, my bad.
As you point, Jonor, and say the message, the magic activates. There's no reply, and no sense that there was any connection to allow that message to transmit.
I think Styx is going to run up to the door and like, kick it in.
Styx, as you run up to the door and kick it in. Could I please have a quick, let's call this an athletics check, hey?
We could call it that.
Allegedly.
Ostensibly. 6. Styx, you rush up and kick the door. The door immediately collapses. It's old rotting wood. It's barely hanging on. You think the only thing keeping this door upright was just sheer force of will. There was nothing else left. The rust from the nails, from what once was nails, is the only thing holding this door in place. As soon as you kick it, you fly through, smashing into the floor of the farmstead, the door just crumbling underneath you as you crash into the rotten floor. As you roll around on the ground, you feel this clammy hand drop across your chest, and as you look down, you can see this mummified skeletal hand drop straight down on top of you. And as you lash out against it, you see this skull, gaping eye sockets, teeth falling out, drop down around and land on top of you as it looks into your dead eyes.
Hello.
Not so scary for Styx, apparently.
Styx is probably going to push it off and stand up.
As you push it off and begin dusting yourself off, Styx, it's a corpse. It just falls apart and doesn't move. The fragments of it lie there.
All right. Well,
What else is in here?
As you look around the abandoned farmhouse, Tithla, Jonor, Killian, are you sticking with Styx at this point, or are you staying outside?
I'll come in for a look.
Tithla just followed what the group does.
I know I failed at it miserably earlier, but I'm still looking out for Stefania in the sky.
Could I get another perception
As we've
check?
been
It's been long enough that you might have had a bit of a chance to get yourself back on track, and the mist might have cleared a little bit at this point. Tithla, Jonor, Styx, as you begin looking around inside the farmhouse, could I get perception or investigation checks from all three of you, please? Killian, your perception check of 12. As you look up towards the sky, still hidden behind this veil of mist that drapes across the land like a blanket, you think you can catch a dark shape for a second, flying above, but then it's gone. You're not sure whether you saw the crow from before, whether it was Stefania. Hard to say, but for a moment you thought you saw a dark shape wheeling above you.
Could I cast message at that shape if it's and be like, "Is that you, Stefania?"
You hear a quick response from the message. Yes, it is. Are you okay? What is wrong?
Quickly send a message back. Go home.
There is no reply, and as you lose sight of the dark shape. Jonor, 17 for investigation, Styx, 15 for perception. Tithla, 30. Natural 20 plus 10, 30 for perception. Yeah.
Oh, was that Tithla? Oh, that's crazy.
What is going on with you tonight?
She's great. She's the best.
Jonor,
She's so smart.
Jonor and Styx. Styx, as you cast your orange eye around the place, the light from it illuminating this like cone of slight orange glow upon everything it touches. There's really not much here. There are 3 more bodies buried underneath the overgrown aspects of this farmhouse. Yeah, Jonor?
Sorry, it's cut out for a second there.
Yeah, we lost you for a second.
Oh, okay. Oh no, yeah. Actually, I'm just noticing I dropped a couple of frames then. That's okay. I'll say it again. Styx, as you cast your orange glowing eye across the ruined farmstead, there are 3 more bodies deposited around this abandoned farmhouse. 2 of them are on what looks like a table and chairs that have collapsed and broken underneath the weight. Another one seems to be half climbing out the window. You can see the torso has actually dropped off the other side, just the legs and pelvis still on the windowsill. The farmhouse itself is in a terrible state. You can see large gashes and claw marks across some of the walls, cutting through the clay and the wood. Jonor, you see this as well. In addition to that, you also notice that there is what looks like a trap door set underneath the remains of the dining table, leading down into a cellar. You can see that it's been partly covered in dead leaves and fragments of wood, probably rotten wood from the table, but it does look like there's a cellar door leading down to something below. Tithla, you see all of this. In addition, your repository of medical knowledge seemingly in this moment somehow activates.
Very vast.
Maybe because of the similarity to some sort of animal attack, but these people, they were killed quickly and efficiently, clawed, in fact. Massive gouge marks, not too dissimilar from a very sharp sword or very sharp claws, cutting across their bodies. One of them, the rib cage was fractured after an initial cut, not just sharp but strong as well. And you can see that whatever this creature was, it fed on these bodies as well. What's more, Tithla, as you cast your gaze around the ruined farmstead, you can see an open window, the shutter having long ago rotted. And as you glance back out towards the field, that crossbeam where the scarecrow was hanging, it's just a crossbeam now. There's no scarecrow there anymore.
Hey guys, did you pick up on everything as well?
Yeah, I found the trapdoor. That's it. What a good find.
Killian, you hear from the farmland around you rustling coming from a patch of overgrown field. This frantic, sudden rushing, and then a moment later the sound of something metal scraping on stone, and then it's gone.
I think we are being stalked. I would be on high alert.
All right.
At this point, Killian, you're like standing in the doorway of this ruined farmstead. Styx, Jonor, and Tithla, all 3 of you inside the farmstead.
How defensible is this?
There's no roof, and 2 of the walls have fallen down, leaving an L shape of the remaining walls. One with the door, one with the window that Tithla gazed out of. The 2 walls
and that
that
shutter is rotted.
There is no shutter. There was once a shutter there, you reckon, Tithla, but it's long ago. Rotted away.
Long rotted.
Yeah.
But also, like, you guys have seen that these were, like, clawed and stuff, right? Like, and their bodies were eaten.
Oh, wow.
Right? You can see that, right?
I was more just looking for anything interesting around here, but claw mark.
Oh, I'm sorry. The claw marks through the bones weren't interesting enough for you.
A trapdoor. There's things down there.
You're right. When you're right, you're right.
My favorite phrase. So there's a. Let's have a look. What's Killian? How far away is it?
How far away is it? It is that far away. How far away is it, DM?
Killian, the sound of rustling, maybe 40, 50 feet away from you at the edge of the fields that are overgrown, that rustling sound. As you kind of stand there in the doorway, the tension kind of building. Again, you hear the rustling sound, but this time it's coming from on top of the wall. And as you cast your gaze up, you look into a face made of broken and ripped sack, Hessian sack, glowing eyes, red, orange. This soft glow emerging from beyond, and you watch as the sack tears itself open, the mouth opening as straw begins to spit out as it opens into this rictus grin. You watch these claws reach down, pulling itself down the side of the building, climbing like a spider down the side towards you. And that's going to be initiative, everybody.
But wait, why? I don't want to.
It's just how it goes, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Damn it.
Would you like us to drag our tokens onto the map to roll?
What I'll do, I'll bring you across to a different map, and then you can just do it straight from there. How about that?
What if I wanted to do it without that to annoy you?
What if I already did it?
I'll just bring it across.
Yeah,
That's
like
not
that.
a problem. It's fine. I can just bring you across. So I'll bring us over to. Wait, do we have a Killian token on this
Theo's
map?
here.
I was about to say, I'm not on this map.
We don't have a Killian token. Hang on, let me get a Killian token. Where's our nearest Killian token?
I was definitely in that fight. Oh no, Wintersplinter, I wasn't in that fight.
That's right. You were in the Yesterhill fight, though. Let me bring you across from Yesterhill. Wait, were you in the Yesterhill fight?
No,
No.
I wasn't. I wasn't in the druid stuff at all. That's the one part of the module that I know the most about. Which is why I was like, I'll take a step back.
Perfect. No, that worked out well then. All right, I know you're at the Abbey of St. Markovia, so let me pull you from there. There we are.
Why is Raspit back in the party?
Yeah, don't worry about that. This is a temporary
I'd like
map.
how none of us have commented about where he is.
It's just we're just taking advantage. You're tiny, Killian. Look at you. You're so small. There you go, Killian. Can you see yourself?
Yeah, I can do. Thank you.
Great.
You little baby
Styx, what was your
Killian.
initiative? 9.
Oh my
Tithla,
God.
14. No dramas at all. Oh, we're
mate.
not doing super well. 5 for
Oh,
Jonor.
second natural one.
Getting him out of the way now.
This is going to be bad.
I don't think that's how it works.
I don't think you can prove it's not.
I think I actually can.
No, you either get a natural one or you don't. It's a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, you're right.
We've discussed this.
I suppose
very
I'm
true.
perfectly with the fact that this thing is about to is sort of jumped on me.
Oh, it gets first turn as well. It's also not alone. As so
sorry,
for the
what was that
initiatives,
last bit?
15 for the Scarecrows, 14 for Tithla, 9 for Styx, 5 for
I'm
Jonor,
sorry,
3 for Killian.
Was that plural?
Yes, yeah,
Was
yeah.
that scarecrow plural?
Scarecrows, yeah.
Plural,
Yes, yeah.
not singular.
I don't know how to be more clear.
If you could just clarify, I think that would be
There are more than one and less than 100.
The more that you do that, the more numbers appear next to the scarecrows. There are now 6 of them.
I'm just increasing their armor class each time. That's my favorite go-to. Keegan starts to
sorry.
piss me off. I just increase the armor class.
Of all of them, or like, is it plural that are
Yes.
being increased?
Yes.
Nice.
So,
DC 25.
yeah, AC
That's fine. I sit back.
100. It's
It's
cumulative though. Every time he annoys me, I keep a record and add it to the armor class, and it doesn't go down. Here's what you see. Oh, this is perfect. This music. So, here's what happens. Killian, as you look up and see this, you have just enough time to call out before the scarecrow drops on top of you, launching itself from the top of the roof and landing bodily onto you. As it claws into you, does a 18 hit?
18 is my armor class.
Great. The second attack does not hit, but the first attack does. As the scarecrow lands on top of you and slams into you, the claws seeking out the fleshy parts underneath your armor as it tries to push through the gaps in your breastplate, clawing at the inside of you. You feel these sharp metal claws, what looks like scythe blades that have been incorporated into the hands of this creature, slam into your side. You are going to take 7 points of slashing damage as it cuts through into your abdomen. As it gets up close, Killian, as you watch the eyes on this creature bore into you, you see the mouth open wide, and inside there are bones, rotting flesh making up the sack of this creature. As it leans down over the top of you.
Demon scarecrows, demon scarecrows, demon scarecrows!
Inside the house, Tithla, you are not surprised by this. Styx and Jonor, you are. Tithla, with your natural 20, your 30 perception, you just catch this moment of movement climbing over the other side of the wall. And as you look up, there's nothing there. But the window you just look through, a hand grabs the windowsill and then launches itself through. You duck just below as the creature launches over the top, landing on top of Jonor instead. Jonor does a... Oh man, I've been looking forward to throwing scarecrows at you for some time. Jonor, does a 19 hit you? I'm guessing yes.
It certainly does.
And what about an unnatural 20?
Oh, yeah.
If a 19 hits, then yeah. So, sorry, one more thing. Killian, can I please have a wisdom saving throw as this creature lands on top of you and strikes into you? These
I rolled above a 10.
in answer to the chat who've just asked, tabbed us, is it scary enough for insanity checks? They have a special ability called Terrifying Glare. I've changed how that works. We will get to that later. Don't you worry.
I rolled 16.
16's good. 16's you pass. Jonor, as the scarecrows claw into you, oh man, you take 4 damage on the first one, 5 damage on the second. That is as low as I almost can possibly roll. Fucking hell. Jonor, I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, and you're so bad at this.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh,
Jacob, I could just keep adding scarecrows, man. Like, what are you doing?
What's up? Why would you do that? What happened?
Do you know what, Jacob? Because of tonight, here's what happens. As Tithla sort of turns around, having ducked out of the way.
Sorry, did Owen drop for everyone else again?
No. As Tithla turns towards Jonor, watching Jonor duck under the attack from this scarecrow. We'll take the first one, Jonor. You don't need to. So the 14 is a pass. Just. We don't need to worry about anything else. As the scarecrows begin launching into Jonor, Tithla, with you distracted as you face around, looking towards your companions, seeing them in danger, you suddenly feel this vine wrap around your legs, and as you look up, you can see that the overgrown vines that have grown over part of this wall and through the bodies of some of these poor townsfolk, some of these poor farmers here, has animated, and you watch as some of the bones are pulled up to form this almost like skeletal form inside the vines as it strikes out and makes an attack against you. Tithla. Yeah, don't fuck with me, Tithla.
So none of that happened.
Else?
He actually did go.
How much did you hear? Why is their internet so bad tonight?
We got to the bit with the animated villages.
Okay, cool.
Bodies.
That's fine.
Yeah, where the animated villagers rose up, overthrow the scarecrows, and everyone left happily.
No. So you watch as the vines that have grown through the wall and grown through the bodies of two of these dead farmhands, two of these dead farmers, begin to pull together, forming this like half vine, half skeletal form that grabs at you, Tithla, and tries to pull you apart, reaching and grappling to tear you in half. Tithla does a... Nah, that doesn't hit you. A 9 doesn't hit you. That's okay. I'll use my second attack.
This feels pretty personal.
I was waiting for a natural 20.
18. Does an 18 hit you, Tithla? I'm guessing it probably does.
It depends on what you mean by 18.
So
if you
yes.
mean the number that's 1 then an 8, that's 2 below a 20, then yes.
Yes. That'll be 8 points of damage as this vine-like construct, this vine-like creature wraps itself around you.
Is that fire damage?
It's going to be bludgeoning damage. And I'm going to need you to make me a... no, sorry, you are grappled. It hits you, you are grappled. You are a large or smaller target, you are immediately grappled. Until this grapple ends, you are restrained as the vines wrap around you and begin to pull you in towards the body of this villager, the body of this farmhand it is currently consuming.
No doubt.
Cool. I better add it to the initiative. It's going with the scarecrows, but I'll add the. I don't need to. I'll just keep it with scarecrows. Yeah. So Jacob, this wasn't part of the encounter, but Tithla, it's your turn next.
That's so funny. I love it.
If you want to try and escape, I will need a strength save to try and escape, or athletics check to try and break out of the grapple.
That's all right. I'm just working out what restrained is these days.
So while you're grappled, your speed is 0. You have disadvantage on attack rolls against any other target than the person grappling or the creature grappling you. It can move you, but it costs extra movement to do so. And while you are restrained, attack rolls against you have advantage. All your attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Easy. Sick. So Tithla is going to Hunter's Mark this one that has her.
Yep. Fantastic.
Great.
So you can make an athletics or acrobatics check to escape.
Thank you. What does sniping one? How does that? Oh, sorry. I prepared for other things, not the details. Bypass cover, firing and melee. Being within 5 feet of an enemy doesn't impose disadvantage. So I could use my bow
but you
on
still
this.
have disadvantage from being grappled. But yes.
I thought you said except for the one that has me.
But you are restrained. So grappling normally, you don't have disadvantage against the grappler, but because this is a special effect beyond just being grappled, because of the restrained condition, you have disadvantage against all attack rolls.
Understood. Thank you. Either way. Perfect. No, that's all good. Just trying to understand. We're still going to do it.
Wait, why am I sorry? I summoned this creature specifically because you goaded me. I'm not sorry.
There's no evidence of that.
I'm going to admit it right now in this court of law. Your Honor, I did do this. 100%. I'm proud of it.
All right. Tithla is going to shoot it for the first
President,
time.
I can't be sentenced with any crime, right? Like, even if I say I did it, there's no punishment for me.
All right.
I'm the DM.
25 and a 26. So does a 25 hit?
25 hits as you use your Aginvost's Breath longbow.
Cool. So when we sat down to start this session, I had the thought, I swear there was something we had to do for my character, or that I had to do before we came back. And I couldn't remember. And now I've remembered, because when I roll this, it's going to roll every single dice in the world for every single damage type.
Oh, we just take the first one. We just take the first one. So the first one is the piercing damage is 6, and then we just take the acid, whatever the first one is, which will be the 2. Or we can take the cold damage if you like. I'm happy to always take cold. You just have to pick which one you want to do.
You're the boss. It's cold. I don't care.
Cool. So 6 plus 5, 11 points of damage.
Perfect. Plus Hunter's Mark.
Plus Hunter's Mark. Yes, please roll me for Hunter's Mark.
Is that. And then also Jacob is going to infuse that, which is over here.
And it'll be 5 damage from Jacob.
Infused. Yep. That's another.
I will fix up your bow so it just does the 1.
That's all good. I need to work out all this stuff anyway. So that's the first attack. Did you get all that?
I got all that.
Thank you.
So for those playing along at home, extra 1 damage from the Hunter's Mark, and then 4 fire damage from Jacob.
Thank you. And then we will try and shoot it again. With the first one being, that was a 19. And, the 16. So 27. Does the 27 hit?
27 hits. Well, it'd be the... Wait.
Or the 30.
Yeah, no. We take the. Because have you rolled that with disadvantage? I can just see the 27. Oh no, 38. Right, it's 27. Yeah, cool. Sorry.
Yep. Owen, I may be a prick and I may goad. I won't lie.
It's good to know. 11 points of piercing damage, 3 points of cold damage.
And Hunter's Mark. Right. There.
Plus an additional 5. As the arrow slams into the blight, this vine-like creature growing from the corpse of these villagers, the arrows, even with this up close, I mean, it's not that you're aiming or anything, you just get the bow out as you're currently wrapped up, pull back an arrow and just let go. You're close enough that you can't really miss. As the arrow... Tithla's that good. Well, you either hit or you don't, it's 50-50. As the arrow strikes into the creature's core, you watch as ice begins to spread out across the surface of it, followed by this blast of flame from Jacob as it flies over, burning away at the vines. it doesn't make any noise. This creature seems incapable of making sound, but you watch as large chunks of the bones and vines that have wrapped around them begin dropping to the floor, burning away from its core. Tithla, anything else on your go? That is your action, your 2 attacks.
Bonus action, and I can't move, and I've done my bonus action, so
can't move. Styx, my man.
Did the fire seem to do any additional damage to that critter?
The viney creature wrapping up Tithla? Yes, it did. Yeah.
Okay. And the map that we have is not the map. This is Theatre of the Mind at the moment.
I can make it a bit more like it if you like, but it's mostly Theatre of the Mind. Yeah, I figured it'd be.
Yeah, he's dropped again.
And
we
right,
keep
you're back
losing
now.
you, dude.
You're back now. You just froze for a
yeah,
second.
something's going on with the internet at Helensvale tonight, or just mine. Maybe Alice is like really torrenting a lot of shit.
She's got LimeWire open. She's the only.
Yeah, she's just there like hacking all the music, just downloading on LimeWire. Man, LimeWire takes me back. Remember when you had to put Cancer on your computer to listen to music, or the equivalent of Cancer? Is LimeWire still a thing? It's got to be dead.
No, it's all
Surely not.
There was this thing called copyright. Oh, I don't know.
No, it's still. You can still get LimeWire right now.
Yeah,
It's
that's an
still
FBI
available.
website you're looking at.
Yeah, wouldn't recommend it.
I'm downloading it right now. Oh, it wants my bank details. I better give it. No.
As if your internet isn't bad enough as it is. Don't download.
Yeah, now I'm bit mining for LimeWire. Yeah, as Styx, my man.
Which of the heinous critters that we have around us seems to be the most threatening to the people around me?
Jonor is currently under the weight of one of these creatures, as dropped down from the ceiling on top of him. Killian as well. They are currently right on top of these two, slashing into them. Tithla is currently wrapped up in the vines, being pulled towards the center, but you can see that those 2 arrows she's unleashed have done a fair bit of damage. Large sections of this creature are burning away. I mean, Styx, Jonor's right there. Jonor, you just passed your fear check. Styx, Jonor's looking pretty fucking terrified as this creature leans over him, the Hessian sack opening up as maggots spill from inside the sack, rotten flesh, decomposing hay and straw, and maggots drop onto Jonor's face as this thing roars at him and then begins striking in.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Moving rice. All right. Then
Moving rice. Amazing.
Given how problematic that is, I will turn to the one that's attacking Jonor and cast Compelled Duel on it.
Ooh. I believe I have to make a wisdom saving throw for it.
Correct. You need to beat a 14 wisdom.
I do not. That is a 13.
Hell yeah. Alrighty.
That is a fail.
Well, in that case,
Must attack you.
It must, on a failed save, the creature is drawn to me, compelled by my divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than me, and must make a wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from you. If it succeeds on this saving throw, the spell doesn't restrict the target's movement for that turn. The spell ends if I attack any other creature, or if I cast a spell that targets a hostile creature other than the target. If a creature friendly to me damages the target or casts harmful spell on it, or if I end my turn more than 30 feet away from it. Cool. So
easy.
I just am basically the only one bound to attack this thing, and vice versa. So yeah, I do that. And
what does your compelled duel look like? This is the first time Styx has cast this, I think. What is it? How does it manifest? What does it look like?
It is, and it's basically like his singular eye just radiates this purple beam directly at its face, and blinds it. That's all that it can see, and it's drawn to that.
Nice.
It's a bonus action. Cool. So then I'm going to run at it and try and poke some holes in it with the sunblade. I go, wow, and I'm going to slash at it.
Nice.
Or at least I think I am. Try that again.
That's a natural
Hey! Hell yeah.
one. Do you get a second attack? I believe you would.
I don't know
Surely you have a second attack.
Oh, I do. 2 attacks.
Extra attack. I was going to say. It's
Yeah.
like, you're a level 9 paladin. You definitely have a second attack, extra attack.
Well, I'd do it again then. 16.
16. 16 is enough to hit. 8
Cool.
points of 8 points of radiant damage, and undead targets. This is not an undead, but we do still take the 8 points of radiant damage. Very nice. As you slam into this scarecrow, Styx, your blade passing through the sack, the maggots immediately burning under the golden holy light of your sun sword. As you cut through it, you watch as the creature turns towards you, the mouth part agape, as you see a large femur just drop out from inside its maw. As it turns towards you, begins shambling over closer to you, ignoring Jonor completely, just dropping him to the ground and turning towards you instead.
Cool.
Alrighty. And Jonor, it is your turn next.
Oh, thank you, Styx. Get the thing off me. I stand up and take a couple steps away. How many of these scarecrows are there?
2. One attacked you, one attacked Killian, and then there's the vine creature that's currently trying to, or there's animated vines trying to wrap up and consume Tithla.
Oh, okay. I'm stepping out of that house. It's half my speed to get out of there.
Yep.
Can I see any other scarecrows as well?
Could I please have a perception or investigation check, Jonor?
Absolutely. Look, that feels like perception.
See what you see. 16. Jonor, as you glance around, no, it doesn't seem like there's any more movement around you for the time being.
For sure. All right, well, at this point, I'm going to cast an up-level Tash of Hideous Laughter to 3rd level, and every level up, you can add another creature. All right, Scarecrow, I've had it up to here now. That's the last straw. And,
I believe that's a wisdom save from the scarecrows.
yeah, that's
And the
one.
rest of us.
So you can add a creature every time
17.
you go up a level. Did you want to add? Is it for the vine as well?
Yeah, I don't expect it to fall over and laugh, but I'll do it anyway. 3rd level.
Let's see, yeah, it
17 is a
it
DC.
can also make a. And is this a charm effect? Ashes City's Laughter. I think it might be.
I don't think it says. I don't think it says charm.
Let's have a little look. That's okay then. I'm trying to remember. I don't think it is from memory, but I'm also like, I better check this. Let me have a quick look. I'll pull it open in the meantime. I don't think I need the Werewolf Den page open anymore. We'll just close that.
I've popped it into the.
Legend. I don't think it is a
that's
charm
not
effect
okay.
then. Perfect. So, the 2 scarecrows, they both fail. What's your DC, sorry?
17.
17, yeah. One of the scarecrows passes, sorry. The other scarecrow fails. The vine, the vines that are currently trying to consume Tithla, the blood vines, that's a natural 1. They definitely fail.
All right.
Yeah, it just says if it's capable of laughter. During the time it lasts uncontrollably, if it's capable of laughter and it's prone and incapacitated anyway, it's not a charm effect. So you are good to go on all 3 of these creatures. Yeah, so you watch as one of the scarecrows, the one that's attacking Killian, doesn't make any move or change, doesn't even look at you, Jonor, as it's glaring down at Killian. You can see this long tongue made of this red, sinuous, rotten flesh reaches down and begins to lick up the side of Killian's face as it slowly traces the border of his cheekbone. The other one inside, the one that's fighting Styx, you watch as it turns and you hear this as it drops to the ground. It begins making this awful noise as it rolls around on the ground laughing. The vines that have currently wrapped up Tithla, it's not capable of laughing, but you watch as the vines seemingly begin to relax, releasing Tithla from their grapple.
With that one sorted, a big muscular hand appears right in front of Killian's face and just goes to like palm this thing in the nose and push it away.
Telekinesis,
with a,
baby.
force push. Yes, be 15, I think, for it to beat.
15 on a strength save. These things are fairly strong, but not strong enough. That is a natural
Sorry,
1.
17.
Doesn't matter. Natural 1.
15, 5 foot gets pushed.
It's 2 natural 1s in a row for me. Killian, as this creature leans down, the tongue licking up the side of your mouth, side of your face, a second later, you watch as this massive muscular hand just drops down in front of you and then palms this thing in the face. You watch as it tumbles over backwards, rolling to a stop before getting up on 2 legs and 1 arm. The other claw hanging back as it eyes Jonor and Killian, choosing its next target. Jonor, anything else on your turn? Alrighty. Killian, it is your go. The Scarecrow is 10 feet away from you. Jonor, 10 feet for the telekinetic shove? Yeah, 10 feet.
5 foot.
5 foot. 5 feet away from you. About enough that you can move back.
Foot.
That's enough.
Okay. What I am going to do... Sorry, I just had to quickly change something, because with the new rules for Warlocks, I can create my packed weapon using the bonus action now. And because I don't have a magic item attuned to it, I can make any weapon out of it.
I'm also going to add as well, by the way, with that whole magic item attunement, I'm very open to discussing having at least...
No.
Please do, though. Please do.
So sick of this internet dropping out. Am I back now? That's a no. Oh, guys.
You derped out big time, my dude.
For those watching the recording will look really normal and you won't know what these guys are talking about for Twitch. I'm so sorry. Because the recording's all recorded locally. So I just look normal on my screen. Oh no, I'm still not back, am I?
You're half back.
In and out.
You're okay.
Mate.
I can hear you. You're fine.
Oh, in and out.
You're here now.
You're here now. We can hear you. We can see
It's
you.
all right. What I'll do, I'll turn my camera off for you guys. That should hopefully reduce
Finally.
the... There you go. So that'll hopefully reduce the burden. Fucking internet. Look, I just want to say, as Australians, we could have had a fiber optic network for the entire country that would have been able to manage this load, but we didn't get it.
Too expensive.
Just want to say,
expensive.
yeah, because the coppers cost us 4 times as much over a shorter period of time. So I just want to say thank you so much to the incredible people who made that decision. Who went, nah, we don't want a future proof. Let's use copper. So as what was I saying? After my salty rant,
You were going on your political rant. Go ahead.
was second one for tonight too. I could say more. Killian, as I was going to say, with packed weapons, because you haven't bound a magical weapon, I'm very open to the idea of creating 2 or 3 different forms of a magical weapon that you can change. So once you attune to a magical weapon, so that you don't lose the versatility of it, I'd be open to creating 2 or 3 different versions of it that you can then summon as your packed weapon. I think that's only fair. Like I know that's a bit of a homebrew change, but I actually really like that. So if you get like a really cool longsword, for example, or a really cool trident, changing it so that it can take on a trident form, maybe a scimitar form, and maybe like a dagger form. I thought that'd be really cool.
That'd be cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do, being as this thing has been pushed 10 feet away from me, I am going to use my for flavour reasons, and another homebrew thing that we've done was that my shield was my packed weapon, but not I wasn't using it as a weapon.
Yeah.
So that a magical line splits down the middle of the shield, and it sort of phases out of existence. And I go to put. I've been working on this for a little while. I hope it works. And I put my hand into a portal that just appears next to me, and I pull out this boned hilt that is very reminiscent of Styx. And as I pull it out, this boned blade comes out, and it just keeps going and going and going. And it's one of those over-the-top Cloud Strife Buster Sword, great swords.
What's the
swing it?
is it a Kadashi or Kadami? The Japanese sword that's like ridiculously long. Is it a Kadami?
Those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of them. Yeah, I just pull that out and swing, bring that down onto this creature's head. As it's my packed weapon, I get to use my charisma for it. So that's a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
I get 2 attacks. I'll do the second attack.
Kadama? Is it a Kadama?
24 to hit again.
That'll hit.
Gosh, you're good. You're so talented.
Yeah, I'm going to do this as its base, because I can choose also with my packed weapon to do it as the normal weapons damage, or I can choose necrotic, psychic, or radiant damage. So I am going to choose radiant.
Nice.
For all of this.
Very nice.
That is going to be 13 points of radiant damage and 14 points of radiant damage.
You see, this is like a bone weapon. Because you're a celestial warlock, I wonder if this is like even formed from like the bones of an angel, or like it's like the horn of a Kirin or something like that. Like this kind of
Yeah, but it's very reminiscent of Styx. A lot of the aesthetics for Killian's weaponry, like the pistol when he does Eldritch Blast, is very reminiscent of the party that he's with.
Might be time for a Killian character art update to add in some of these weapons. Maybe even have like these like ghostly versions of the weapons behind you as you like hold up your hand, almost summoning one of them in. That'd be really cool.
I'm taking a lot of... Has anybody ever watched the anime Fairy Tail?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm taking a lot of the inspiration from Urza, with her weapon loadout changes. Not the armor, but the weapon loadout changes.
I want to see that. I want to see the armor loadout changes too.
Not the armor.
Foxtrot. Anyway,
Oh no!
I heard permission. That sounded like consent to me. Whenever you do this, I think of the Way of Kings with the Shard Blades, summoning the Shard Blades from Mist, and how when you're a full Knights Radiant, you can take on different forms with them. That's how I imagine the Pact of the Blade Warlock is. You're essentially like a Knights Radiant.
I love it.
Oh man!
2 attacks. That was 27 damage in total.
As you slam into this scarecrow that is currently advancing on you and Jonor. As Jonor slams it off you, jump to your feet, hold your hand out and pull from this glowing, illuminated, radiant portal of light. Pull forward this stupidly big blade. Jonor, you look, there's no way Killian is actually lifting this. The weight of this alone, even your incredibly buff nerd rage hand would struggle to lift this sword. But Killian wields it masterfully, moving around as if it weighs nothing at all. And as he spins, striking... There's no way. As he spins, rapidly striking twice into the scarecrow, cutting through it. The scarecrow doesn't seem to react until Killian sheaths the sword slowly into his hip. And then the second he does, it clicks into place in the sheath. You watch as these 2 glowing lines of light burst on the scarecrow's foot. That's the vibe I was kind of getting, Josh, is that? Yeah, cool.
100%.
As these glowing lines of light burn across the scarecrow's form. Yeah, this seemed to do a bit of a damage. This was a bit of damage it took, for sure.
And then I will take a few steps back into the building, so I've got the door frame sort of as cover, so it's got a very narrow point to get to me, and so that I'm quite close to everybody else, so if I need to turn around and help, I can.
Nice. As you step back out of range, Killian, that's all your turn?
Yes.
The Scarecrows and the Bloodvine. Let's do the Bloodvine verse. Tithla. The Bloodvine failed its Tasha's hideous laughter, which means it's prone and incapacitated Jonor. I believe it makes another save at the beginning of the turn, correct? Or at the end of the turn?
End of its turn.
End of its turn. Let's make another save for the Tasha's hideous laughter. Wisdom saving throw. DC's 17, I think, isn't it? Yeah, DC 17.
Yep. And each time it takes damage.
That's a 7.
That's
a 7. That is a fail. Tithla, the limp vines wrapped around you just slowly sink to the floor in this mess of wet noodles.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, it does. You can see the skull slowly clatter to the floor that was wrapped up in these tendrils, just, drops over. The other scarecrow, the one that was attacking Styx in the compelled duel, I'll make a wisdom check for it. Let's see if it's also... No. Styx, the scarecrow is still on the ground. You can see this open maw, like a wound, bleeding, rotting meat, decomposing vegetable scraps, and maggots go as it laughs at the straw joke that Jonor made. Yeah, that noise is going to haunt your fucking nightmares, everybody. Please enjoy. That's the end of its go. Jonor and Killian. Outside. Killian, as you duck back into the doorway, you watch the scarecrow turns its gaze towards you. The cuts across its body, splitting the hessian sack, revealing these bits of flesh and straw mixed together underneath. And as it turns its gaze towards you, you watch as it reaches up and pulls the hood away. The sight that you gaze upon burns itself to your retina, striking deep into the very brainstem of you, this fear rising up. I'm going to need you to make me a sanity check, please.
That's just a wisdom saving throw, isn't it?
No. So the way we do... Have I given you a sanity stat on your... So it's one of your...
Down the bottom of the skills.
It'll be right down the bottom of your skills.
No, I don't have any additional
Oh,
skills.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's super easy. I can add it for you right now. So, have you not had to roll? Oh,
I
you ducked out like a little bitch last time we had a
I'm
sanity
pretty sure he's immune then, right?
Yeah,
Nah, he's
it's in the same spot as the long rest.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know that reference, which is everyone, because this is before we went live, we're trying to give Styx a long rest, and Raph genuinely could not find the long rest button.
Still can't.
It's
Still
not
can't.
there.
For anybody in the
Allegedly.
Discord, that's why Raph posted a picture of Styx's character sheet.
Yeah, just
top
into the
half.
Discord. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Where else would I put it?
In our Facebook chat, I guess.
Yeah,
So
you're
the
right.
way
When
the
you
way
put it
that
like that,
the way that the sanity checks work, Killian, is that you are proficient in sanity checks. You are sane, and what you do is you basically take so the total score is 10 plus your Constitution, and then either your Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma, your choice. So in this case, your Constitution's plus 3. I'm guessing you take your Charisma, so it'd be an 18, which means that your total bonus is plus 4. So
I'll just roll a d20.
I've actually added it as a custom skill. If you go down the bottom, you'll be able to see the score sanity, a custom skill sanity, and you can click on it and roll it like normal now.
I might need to refresh. Let me just refresh my
You will need to
page.
refresh 100%. If you want to use the custom sanity,
There it is.
you want to use custom sanity checks and madness and things like that, it is up on the wiki. You can use those. They're just on the wiki. There's a link in the description of the video. And for those of you watching on Twitch, it's just popping up in the...
It's come up with a custom skill, and it wants me to choose Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma.
is it?
So just add Charisma
It's being a
to
little
it.
shit, is it? Yeah, just use. Constitution, that'd be fine.
Yeah, but
I can just edit it so it doesn't ask you for that ever again.
yeah. I don't know if that's the right roll.
There you go. So let's have a quick look. 21. Oh, it definitely shouldn't be plus 13.
Yeah.
Why is it giving you so
Really?
much? That's
Because
hilarious.
it added my con to it. It is a
Ah.
21, though.
It is a 21. It is a 21.
Yeah, I rolled it again.
It is. Technically, it should be a 12 because it's 8 plus 4, but I'm happy to take the second roll in this case. So yeah,
I
21.
don't mind.
Killian, as the creature turns its gaze towards you, tearing off the hessian sack as it looks at you, you feel this fear bubble up within you, and more than that, a madness as well. Gazing upon this creature's form, gazing upon this mess of straw and flesh and bone. Something deeply unsettling about this creature, and as its eyes lock with yours, for a moment you feel this madness threaten to rise up and take control of your actions, but you close your eyes and focus, the weight of your sword in your hand, the glow of warmth, the light that this blade casts upon you, and the connection to your patron, this holy celestial creature. Closing your eyes and focusing on that, you ward off whatever this effect is. You are immune to this effect. You cannot have this happen to you again for 24 hours. You successfully passed it.
Thank God for that.
That is the full go of the scarecrows and the bloodvine. Tithla, it's your go. The bloodvine lies limp and lifeless like a discarded bowl of 2-minute noodles at your feet.
Um,
I don't normally do funny descriptions, but I figured it was time for one.
yeah, I mean, I deserve a win. So no one's gonna respond at all. Otherwise, I
Nah,
just
you
seem
don't
like a
deserve
prick.
I mean, look, what's the point?
My enjoyment. So Tithla's going to look around. It seems like, if I've got it correct, the one near Killian is sort of giving the most grief. Is that right?
So the one that's outside. So Jonor and Killian are currently outside. Killian's standing in the doorway. Jonor's right outside. This creature is now right up. Well, it's not right up, actually. It's been pushed back a bit. So it's about 15 feet away from Killian, about 10 feet away from Jonor, and about 20 feet away from the doorway.
Yeah, Tithla's not worried about the spaghetti at her feet. So she's going to
Kicks it away and walks over.
yeah, just walk over to get a shot
Do
at
you
the one near
slurp
Killian.
up a long noodle?
No, that'd be weird, dude. We're in a fight here,
Oh, yeah,
okay?
true.
We eat later. We carb load before the fight, not after.
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
true.
Okay, so
You reckon the bloodvine would be high in protein?
it's a 17 to hit that one near Killian.
Yeah, as you flick around, the arrow, Killian, you feel a sudden rush of air, and an arrow suddenly emerges from the head of this creature as you feel it brush past your ear. Tithla, you could have pierced Killian's ear if you'd wanted to. I mean, easy.
I know.
But you did.
We know.
Not this time.
Yep. So that damage is there for you to read.
So that's a 6 for the piercing and 2 for the cold damage, so 8 total damage. And then do you want to roll me? Oh no, you don't have Hunter's Mark because it's on the Bloodvine.
True. But I'm just going to roll the Hunter's Mark button for the infusion from Jacob.
Yeah, so 2 extra fire damage. So four damage total.
Yep.
Tithla. That is exactly lethal. How would you like to do this? That is exactly a lethal shot.
I think it's, we all know Lord of the Rings, Battle for Helm's Deep.
Oh, yeah.
All the elves come in and there's like fire and it's just all these arrows shooting wildly too close to his head, taking his hair with him. With the arrows, it just goes straight past Killian's hair.
Yeah.
Does a little whiff straight, just like somewhere lethal, and it just falls over very simply. In if you were to drop, I don't know, like maybe some pasta on the ground or something, some spaghetti like that, just sort of a flop.
I love the idea of this creature removes the Hessian sack to like instill madness in Killian. Tithla just wanders on over, pulls out the bow, goes, gross, and then fires a shot right into the middle of its
Revealed
head.
the target.
Yeah.
The target was obscured, target obtained.
Target acquired. As you just drop this thing, Killian, as you feel this madness threaten to overwhelm you, you shake it off with every fiber of your being, and then you watch as an arrow just suddenly emerges in this creature's head. You watch as it sort of looks confused for a moment, and then the light behind the eyes fades, and it just drops back like a bowl of spaghetti, as Jacob described.
Good shot.
But
It went over exactly like a bowl of spaghetti.
It's kind of like uncooked pasta because it's all bone, so it sort of just scatters around.
The straw, the sack just tumbles apart exactly as it drops to the ground. Very nice. Anything else? You've got another attack, Tithla, yeah.
She turns and attacks the one that was just on the ground attacking her.
Nice.
Does she have advantage on that? Because it's incapacitated, even though it's prone, doesn't she get with the sharpshooter?
Yeah, so so prone would give you disadvantage. Sharpshooter overrides that disadvantage, so you do have advantage, yes.
Cool. I'm just happy to quickly pull it up and check if you
advantage plus disadvantage plus advantage equals advantage.
Sweet. All right, you're the boss. Great. So we'll attack that with advantage. Lucky, because that was a 3, and that was a 1. We'll take the 3. Does a 14 hit?
14 does just hit. That is the armor class. You're really, really mathematically precise tonight, Jacob.
Always am. Very accurate.
It does make sense with your job.
Mm-hmm.
He's a math teacher.
That's just not true.
Blatantly false. Yeah.
That's 13
plus 2, so 15 damage.
Perfect.
And this is the vines, correct?
Yes.
Tithla.
So I get my Hunter's Mark.
Tithla, that is 1 point more needed than what you need to kill it. How would you like to do this? Hunter's Mark for 4 extra damage.
Tithla pins it to the ground so that it then uses its last bit of energy to try and wriggle in the laughter, and it can't, and falls into a heap. And it's sort of like some noodles sort of around with the big fork of the arrows.
I'm gonna regret that. Description. I already do. Tithla, you have a bonus action. Would you like to? Oh, you can move your Hunter's Mark as well anyway, because the Hunter's.
Yes. So Tithla's going to now use her bonus action to move that onto. Actually, is there another creature around?
Yeah, there's literally another scarecrow on the ground laughing in front of Styx.
Great. Tithla is going to tell Jacob to attack. Go on, you can bite it. Go ahead.
Fetch, boy.
No, not fetch. We have respect. We have respect for our Jacob. Okay. And does Jacob have advantage on this attack?
Yes, it is prone.
Hell yeah. That's a 12 or... Oh, damn it. It puts the pop-up away when you push any buttons, which is very unhelpful when you're trying to push multiple buttons on the same pop-up.
15.
All right, does a 15 hit?
15 hits.
There
So
we
that
go.
ends
So that is
compelled duel.
a
So
4 plus 4 is 8 points of... I think it's of piercing damage.
Alrighty. As Jacob slams his maw into the creature, I'm guessing like a dog with a chew toy, right? Jacob just bites down and begins tearing his head backwards and forwards as one of the arms just tears off and flies into the distance. No?
You there? Sorry. Can you
Hello?
do that description again?
Like a dog with a chew toy,
Oh,
Dracob bites down. Oh, man, I'm so sorry, everybody. This is
Good boy. That's a good boy.
It should be good. I'm not getting any issues on the stream this time. Maybe it's you, Jacob.
It's not. The others are all looking at me as
Yeah, I know. Jacob, you watch as Dracob grabs down onto the scarecrow like a chew toy and begins tearing backwards and forwards, whipping his head about as large sections of the straw and sack tear apart underneath the weight of his maw and his centrifugal force as he tears his head around. One of the arms spins off and slams into the wall as Dracob deals a little bit of damage.
Lovely. Thank you very much. I see my turn.
Styx, it is your go next.
Cool. So that Dracob attack ends the compelled duel, which is probably not problematic at this point. I'm just going to double stabby stab with the sunblade into this guy. I'm going to aim for the head and just stabby stab.
Nice.
And then Jacob's going to infuse the first one that hits.
Ooh.
Tom, just a heads up. You are currently in the voice chat of the Discord, just so you know.
Okay.
I mean, you're welcome to be there, but I just wondered if you meant to be there.
I didn't have Discord open.
It's pretty impressive. 16 on the Sunblade Styx. That is absolutely a hit. 7 points of radiant damage as you slam down. As Dracob drops this scarecrow and backs away, I believe I make another save for Tasha City's Laughter too, because it's taken damage, don't I? We'll roll for that really quickly, just to see if it's still under the effects of Tasha's or not, just for the description. It is. It's still under the effects of Tasha's. As you Styx, as you slam down with your blade, you carve off a large section of the torso, the sack burning away under the radiant light of your holy blade. As you wield your sword back, it does still look like it's up for now.
I'm going to do it again.
Do it again. 13. That is not enough on the second hit, unfortunately.
Is it advantage because he's on the ground?
It is advantage because he's on the ground. Yes, so we'll take the first attack was the 16. So yeah, roll 2 more dice. See if you can get a 10 is not enough. 16 is enough. That is enough for the second hit. That's going to be 7 more points of radiant damage. Always take the first damage.
Did you get the 2 points of fire damage from
I'll add that right now.
Thank
So that's Styx. How do you want to do this?
I just very blasé just take its head off. Styx is
It's not worth your
these
time, not
things.
worth your energy. Just decapitate it. The real backhand swing of your sword.
Exactly.
As the scarecrow's head separates, you watch as immediately the sack begins to fall apart. The straw, meat, and bones begin to spill out across the floor. And with that, we are out of initiative as the scarecrow falls apart, leaving you in the remains of this ruined farmhouse.
Hey, quick question, Owen.
Hello.
How much did that go over that creature's health by? Was it 1 or 2 points?
No, it was 5 points of damage. The fire damage made no difference. Styx had already killed it, but I wanted to sort of add a bit of tension and pretend that it had more of an effect.
I was just hoping that I'd killed all of them.
Yeah, I bet. But you didn't. Sorry. No, Styx, you were already a point over, and then Jacob came along and added 4 more damage. I was like, okay, sure, why not? Yeah. As the creatures lie ruined upon the floor of the farmstead, silence begins to fill the space once again.
Well, that wasn't very fun. They weren't nice.
What were those things?
So if you look
horrifying.
over to where the scarecrow was, it's not there anymore. I think it might have been a scarecrow.
Was it eating people? That's kind of weird.
Right.
Yeah, well, there's lots of weird things that happen here. Maybe that's normal for scarecrows here. Do we know it's not normal?
I've never seen a scarecrow do that before.
Who's seen a scarecrow in this land before? Not me.
I have not.
Maybe that. Yeah, it could be onto something, Tithla.
I often am.
Who out of the guys seems to be the most hurt if I look around, Owen?
I think Jonor probably took the heaviest hit.
Took a little bit of a scratch. I'm okay. Look, it's fine. I'm going strong. I'm good.
Styx
Would you
just walks
say-
straight up to him, like kind of quickly, almost aggressively, but very unintentionally so, and just lays on 20 hit points using lay on hands.
Ooh.
Oh,
Nice.
I've only got 9 short.
Well, then you get 9 hit points, I guess. I don't know how that works. Can I do that? Or do it just uses word play?
I'm not a dick where I'm like, well, you wouldn't technically know how injured he is. You have to say how much health you're giving back. I'm like, as within the confines of the game, you kind of know as you're piling the healing energy into him, you can just judge Styx as you watch. Like as the wounds close over, you can kind of see how much he's going to need to heal up. So you can just spend 9. That's not a problem.
Would you say 'tis but a scratch?
'Tis but a scratch. It's just a flesh wound.
Oh, thanks. Oh, that was great, but much needed. Thank you. Those scarecrows cut me up.
All right.
Tithla, do you think it was wolves? Was it the scarecrows that killed these people? Do you think, or they just sort of occupied it
Tithla
afterwards?
reaches down and grabs one of the hands from the scarecrow and looks at the very sharp and long claws on it. It could be wolves. It could also be the scarecrows. Let me go and do a forensic analysis. I learned that from you. That word from you, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know it.
The 3 of us just look at each other and go,
It's the
I'm
one
sorry.
who reads books, okay? It's not you, Killian.
Look, I learned lots from you too, Tithla. I like those things going on.
Thank you.
Um,
And she accidentally hits herself in the head with it.
As it cuts through your flesh and bone, your brain is emitting.
I'm dead.
As it lobotomizes you. No one notices.
Tithla takes it over
Yeah.
to look at the old bones to try and line it up and say, "Yeah,
Tithla,
this kind of looks like it."
You don't even need to roll a medicine check. Yeah, like, as you compare it and look at the difference, it's very obviously, very, very obviously, this was what was used.
Yeah. So there we go. I'd say that's what was used. I don't think it was a wolf. I think a wolf is normally a pretty good guess, but I think in this time it's wrong.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
That's okay.
This little trapdoor. Let's have a look at it. And I push debris out of the way, looking for a hinge.
Yeah, as you look, there's hinges on the far side and a handle on the side closest to you. Old or rusted iron, but it still looks enough in working order that you could lift up and raise this trapdoor. The debris and the hinges themselves probably going to make it a bit harder to lift. You think this might require a bit of strength, Jonor? But
Just the last time there was a vampire underneath the trapdoor. Do you think there's going to be one here? It's unlikely, right? Surely
If
not.
I had to guess, my experience is 100% of the time there is always a vampire under the trapdoor.
Oh,
There's also
okay.
the anti-magic field and the succubus that we, went up against when we went below ground.
50-50. There's
That was
either a vampire
technically
or there's no vampire. It's 50-50
That was
chance.
a door, wasn't it? Like that wasn't necessarily a trapdoor. That was more of like a shaft.
Yeah, but we
Was
still
it?
went underground.
Yeah, so I guess let's break this up. If we're looking at underground escapades, then we're 50-50 vampire succubus. If we're looking at trapdoor escapades, 100% vampire. If we're looking for shaft escapades, 100% succubus.
Yep, that's fair. Six, can you do that little light beam and down into the through the cracks in the wood? When you look there, you just sort of light everything up.
Oh, all right. I look down.
Yeah, as you gaze down onto the wood of the trapdoor. You guys haven't opened it yet. Six, you just look at the trapdoor, the light illuminating the wood. It's an old wooden trapdoor. The hinges are rusted. The handle's still in place.
Styx just kind of points at it.
Oh, so I thought there might have been holes between the slats of wood. But look, can you give us a hand? Let's get this one open.
All right. I lift the trapdoor open.
Could I please get an athletics check, please, Styx?
Yeah.
You're giving him a hand.
You give me a hand.
Is that
You get
advantage
advantage on
then?
this? Yes. 11 for the first one. 5 for the second. Guys,
May I guide you in your strength check on this?
I'm happy to allow
Use
that. That's fine.
guidance.
That's fine. That's
You
fine.
get a D4.
That's fine.
D4. Let's see.
Watch him roll a 1, and it's now only a total of 12. It's a 2.
I would like to spare the dying because I am dying watching this.
Dying watching this.
I refuse to use a bardic inspiration.
13 is enough to lift this trapdoor. Styx, as you go to lift the trapdoor, the hinges are so rusted, eventually you just give up, punch the hinges, and then pull the whole thing off and just chuck it aside as you just break the trapdoor open. There's a ladder leading down into the darkness below. It looks like a room. A cellar has been carved out underneath the farmstead, underneath the home here. And as you look down into it, the blackness, darkness of this underground room, you can see faint shadows, the light from your eye shining into the darkness. Faint shadows, what looks like shelves lined with jars.
Just before we go down there, can I pick up a stone of some sort?
What would you need that for? Yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
I'm going to pick up a stone, and I'm just going to sort of draw a symbol that you can't see on it, and then it begins to light up as I cast light on it, and then drop that down the hole, because I know Jonor can't see down. See in the darkness.
Yeah, as the stone drops towards the bottom of the...
Actually, Aasimar, I'm actually an Aasimar, so I can see in lower light, just so you know.
Styx probably can't.
This is true.
Oh, no one's gone again. Oh, there he is.
As the stone drops down into the cellar below, the light illuminating the walls and the shelving, you can see it reflect off these glass jars.
What does the light do?
What does it do?
Oh, man. Let me turn the camera off again. That did seem to help. Turning the camera off for you guys did seem to help a bit.
Yeah.
As
I think so, yeah.
Oh, and just, could you do better?
Man.
Yeah, I second that.
Can you just get fiber?
We do have fiber optic here. It's just that, fiber optic to the home. It's just fiber most of the way, because why would we need fiber all the way, right?
Oh no, I've got it to the home.
Do you? Lucky you.
Yeah, I am.
I'm not going to go on another political rant. I feel like I've gotten enough tonight. As the stone drops down to the bottom of the shaft, the light illuminating off the shelves, casting these bizarre shadows, you can see this reflection from the surface of these glass jars, faint shapes within them, liquid as well. It's hard to make out much else from up here.
Styx will go down.
Perfect. Styx, make your way down. As you climb down the ladder, luckily the trapdoor being closed has taken a lot of the damage. The wood of this ladder has not rotted away as much as a lot of the other things inside the home have. And as you test each rung going down carefully, luckily none of them break under your weight. As you get to the bottom, you can see this room is roughly 10 feet long, 5 feet wide, a very, very small, shallow cellar dug out underneath this house. 3 lots of shelving have been partially sunk into the clay walls. And jars, glass jars, line almost every single one of the shelves. You can see maybe 40, 50 jars in the gloom sitting on these shelves, arranged semi-haphazardly.
Is there anything down there? No creatures or critters?
No, there are jars.
Okay, I'm coming down.
Jonor, as you climb down, see much the same as Styx.
I will just follow down as well. Why not?
Yeah, go down as well.
It's quite tight. It's only 5 foot wide and 10 feet long. As all of you kind of clamber into this root cellar, the sort of shoulder to shoulder looking around, it's pretty tight in here, and seems to be glass jars on shelves.
Tithla climbs out.
Jonor, have you got any abilities to? Have you still got the ability to be able to detect magic in the area? If you need time to do it, I have the ability to do it at least once without expending any of my energy.
I look around and sort of carve a few runes in front of me, and then wipe my hand over them to reveal just the runes only needed to then detect magic. And with that, I get a glow in in the eye and sort of blink to see the different schools of magic.
Nice. Jonor, could you please roll me a D100?
Ooh, intriguing. I don't like this
Josh,
at all.
could you please roll me a D4?
I certainly can. Can I also walk over to one of the jars and pick it up and go, hey, look, I've got a jar of dirt?
Yes, you can. Really going for
Thank
the
you.
references tonight. Good lord.
Yeah.
40 on the D100. 4 from Killian. Alrighty. It was a 40, wasn't it, Jonor? Yeah, okay. As you begin looking around, Jonor, with your magically enhanced eyes, nothing really lights up in this room. Not for a while as you gaze your eyes across the ceiling, through the shelves, and then all of a sudden, there's a sudden glimpse of magic. This almost orangish glow coming from one of the bottles, one of the jars at the back of one of the shelves, the shelf on your left. And as you crouch down and push aside some of these jars, you can see a vial of what looks like some sort of liquid glowing slightly under the effects of your detect magic. And as you look at it, you can see resembles some sort of oil as you move the jars, you move the vial and turn it. This cloudy grey, almost like oil, like substance, coats the inside of the jar and then fades away to nothing before fading back in again at the bottom of the vial.
Ooh, very interesting. Maybe this is one of the... What was that special... I'm going to cast detect object on it.
Identify?
Let's have a look here. Identify. That's exactly the one
I mean, detect
Where
object.
is this object I'm holding?
As you detect object, you register, yes, this is an object. As you detect it. Everyone has that spell. It's called fucking eyes. As you detect object.
Sounds painful.
As you cast identify, Jonor, this is a vial of oil of etherealness. Taking 10 minutes, you can apply this oil to one creature, and it will, and equipment and things that it's carrying. It will gain the effect of the etherealness spell for 1 hour, which basically allows you to step in between the planes, the border ethereal and this plane that you're on right now. And for an hour, you can choose to step between the two different realms.
Very
the
fun.
border ethereal and I guess the realm of Barovia, the demi-plane of Barovia. How this is going to go with Barovia and the mists that hold this place isolated from the other realms, you have no idea what the side effects of using this in Barovia are.
Very intriguing. This one here, guys. Ethereal plane, sort of like we're in this physical dimension, and then you can have another one that's parallel. It's the same, but it's a different state.
What's that? I can't hear you from up here.
Look, this help you disappear and come back if you could be helpful.
Yes, take it, Jonor. We could, whatever its uses are, I'm sure we can find something for it at some point.
Sure, I'll hold on to it. Yeah, no worries.
Do you want me to add it to inventory, or have you got it?
I can do that. That's fine. Thank you.
All good. So oil of etherealness.
Hello?
Hello.
If we all stay really quiet, do you think Tithla will think we've died?
Have you all died?
Actually, no, let's not do that, because Tithla might think we've left.
Oh no,
And that's
they've
not-
left.
I'm out.
I'm all alone. There's nobody left.
The other jars, the other jars containing these like dark shapes and liquids. While Jonor's casting Identify and casting Detect Object, yes, there is an object. Styx and Killian, you looking around, you can see that these are jars of various preserved fruits and vegetables, pickles as well as preserved peaches, preserved apples, things like that. This family clearly used this as a winter's stock for hard times. Some of the food is probably still okay, but sorting through it's going to take time. Let's just climb out, leave it behind.
We could always point it out to somebody to come here and have a look and just be careful of scarecrows or something.
Absolutely.
Can I inspect and see if there's any like other hidden anything in this room? Like, have they got any sneaky sneakies down here?
Yeah, could I have an investigation or perception check, please, for sneaky sneakies.
Secret compartments and stuff. I didn't even think of
A
that.
secret tunnel, one might say.
Yeah.
I forget the rest of it, but the chorus goes, secret tunnel. Yeah, as you begin investigating. Yeah, Styx. Perception
Investigated real good.
hasn't come up for me yet. What is it?
Oh, really? It was in that one.
Oh, no. Styx, as you look around, nah, man. If anything, this room is probably the secret room. There's no more secrets here.
Okay. I'll leave.
Climb out. Make your way back on the surface. As you begin making your way back onto the main road, unless there's anything else you wanted to do at the farmstead, I'm assuming you guys are kind of making your way back on your journey towards
Oh my
Vallaki.
god, you've all made it back alive. Thank you so much. I thought you'd all abandoned me and or died.
All right.
Okay,
I wouldn't do that to you, Tithla.
That was what I thought about all my other friends. Oh.
As you make your way back onto the road, well, I'd say road, the narrow donkey path that connects this along the riverside, as you make your way down towards the road, for the next couple of hours you travel in relative silence. The mists closing in around, muffling most of the noise. There's no bird song, just the occasional cawing of a crow. It does seem to be staying at a set distance from you, that one that you saw on the scarecrow's shoulder. But before too long, the riverbed begins to widen, and the mist clears to show the bridge crossing over towards the town of Vallaki. And as you make your way towards the edge of the bridge and begin crossing over, that is where we're going to leave it for tonight, as you begin getting much closer to Vallaki, entering the edges of the outskirts of Vallaki.
Yay!
Exactly.
Yay.
Indeed. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. It is wonderful to be back playing D&D, streaming once again. I did forget to mention at the beginning, but we've had a bit of a change of schedule. Avatar Legends, which was normally on a Thursday, is now on a Tuesday. Yes, that does mean we now stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for D&D and Avatar Legends. So we've got room for a fourth one now. No, I'm not doing full campaigns. So we will.
That was the original schedule at one point anyway.
We're back. I know, we changed it round. Did we change it? Oh no, did we change it round because it was too hard for me to keep up with 3 in a row?
I don't know. I just remember that the old stream ended, and then when you came back, it was on Thursday instead of Tuesday.
The problem is, right, my memory for that sort of stuff only goes back about 2 years, and I now that I'm reflecting on this, I think it's about 2 years ago. So I now can't remember. Well, this is what it is now. The Tuesday suited the Avatar team way better, so we've switched over to Tuesdays for the Avatar team. So we'll be joining you tomorrow night. I will fix up the stream schedule on Twitch. I realize it is incorrect. I will fix it up right now. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm sorry about the internet problems. For those of you watching on YouTube, you will not have noticed. It just looks like these other guys are bullying me for no reason because it's all recorded.
There are plenty of reasons.
There's always a reason.
So,
as usual.
but for Twitch people, apologies for the internet. I don't know what's going on with it tonight. Fucking Aussie broadband. So we will be back tomorrow night for Avatar Legends, and on Wednesday night for Return of the Giants, and for Curse of Strahd next Monday. Have I just dropped out again? I must have, because they're all reacting. Yeah.
You're back.
Yeah.
You're back.
So,
Just for a sec.
So, thank you so much, everybody. Stay safe. Stay well. It's really not great, is it? Stay safe. Oh, no.
Just quick, end it.
Just go.
I'm trying.
Abort.
Oh no, there we go. I'm fully back now. I don't know what is going on. I have to put the raid across, otherwise I'm gonna get.
Rap, you don't have time.
I'm trying. We're putting a raid across. Let me get the raid going. We're gonna go and raid Crit and Miss. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all again next time. But until then, everybody, farewell. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.